name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader. And today I wanted to talk to you about the first book in the Shatter series. So I actually got comments on some of my videos, I can't remember which one, but multiple people asking me if I had read the Shatter series. And I actually hadn't. I'm not sure when it was published. Let's see. It was published in 2011. So a while ago now, 10 years, all right? I never got into them 10 years ago when they came out. And a lot of times when books have a lot of books in the series, I get kind of intimidated. This one has a lot of books in the series. And so unless people say, hey, they're really, really good, trust me, it's really, really good, I'm a little hesitant to start that. So because I was getting so many comments of people asking me if I read them, I picked up the first one. Well, really, the first one and the second one, kind of. This one has the second one, 1.5, the novella, that is from a different character's perspective in the back of it. So I actually read both, so I'm going to talk about both. So let me first off say, this book was very unique. It's kind of got that dystopian feel. You can tell just by looking at the cover. The main character, Juliette, she is basically stuck in a jail, imprisoned because anybody that she touches, she can kill. And she essentially like sucks their life force out of them is what it seems like. So she's put in this prison, completely isolated, and nobody can come near her. And it's by the ruling part of the world now, because essentially we as a society have ruined the world, and this is the new governing body that's broken the world up into different sections, and there's no more countries, and they kind of control everything. She is locked away, her parents send her away, and one day she ends up getting a cellmate. And her and the cellmate end up being taken away by the leader of the, I don't want to say like army, but kind of this like section of their government, who wants to use her powers to win this war against rebels. When I first was reading this, I was like, okay, this is really different. It's kind of like a superpower, not really like magic. And it's funny because I finished the book and I was just like, what do I think of this? Like I just had to sit with it for a little bit. And because of that, a lot of times when I read those kinds of books and I just have to sit with it, I explain the entire book to my husband. And so that's what I did. I literally went from the very beginning and I told him the whole thing, everything that happened. And he goes, it kind of sounds like X-Men. And I was like, that's an interesting perspective, like an X-Men origin story. Because by the end of the book, and spoilers here, I'm gonna throw that out and put spoilers on the front. So yeah, spoilers here. By the end of the book, I was like, this took an entirely different shift. Like, this was something that happened or that she can do, but now she's dressed up in this super suit, essentially. And I'm like, is she this superhero now with this underground band of all these other people who have different abilities? And it's funny because when he said the X-Men part of it, I was like, okay, yeah, I totally get that. But then this underground hidden rebel base, essentially, I was like, this is District 13 from Hunger Games. Like, that's what it reminds me of, is District 13. And so all of these pieces kind of came together. You've got the dystopian part, you've got the superhero part, you've got the similarity to the Hunger Games, and they're trying to rebel against this new government. So I enjoyed it. I do think that it was one that I didn't have to really think about. It just kind of was laid out in front of me, which actually sometimes I really love, because sometimes I want to read a fantasy, but I don't want to have to think about it too much. And I think this one hit me at that right time. It hit me at a time where I was like, I'm just so tired and I want to read a fantasy, but I don't want to have to really work hard to read that fantasy. And so this was it. And so I will get through the whole rest of the series, I think. But I think it's going to be when I need that book that I just don't have to think about. That's enjoyable, that I can fly through, that I just don't have to think about. What did I think about the romance? So there is a romance in this story. And for those of you who have read it, you know it's between her, Juliette, and Adam. And there's kind of this like wannabe love triangle with Warner, because we know that Warner is in love with her. I think he's just really obsessed with her and he thinks that it's love. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I will say that I didn't really feel that Adam and her love story was really believable. I kind of thought it was really, really rushed. Like maybe if I was a brand new fantasy reader and I was 14 or 15 again, like maybe I would think that that was like a true love story, but I just don't. It didn't hit me well. I mean, if I had read this back in high school, I probably would have been like, this is the best love story. I mean, I loved Twilight, so I know I would have thought that this was the best love story if I read this when it came out, but I didn't. So I read it 10 years later. So that was one thing that I wasn't really convinced. I was not convinced that they really loved each other. It kind of went really, really fast. And I know that part of that is because she can't touch anybody. And again, spoilers, but you shouldn't be watching this far if you haven't read it yet. We know that Adam can touch her. We also know that Warner can touch her too, which is going to be interesting. But I think that could be why things escalated so quickly, and why they think that they love each other is because she's kind of like starving for that human touch, and Adam can give that to her. So she's trying to like file away all of these emotions. And I mean, can you blame her? This girl got shipped away by her parents and locked away in jail, and she killed a little boy, and like she has a lot of emotions. So I feel that she has, wants to be loved and wants to love. So, but I did just think it was a little, didn't love it. But overall, I really liked the book. I already bought the second one. Well, the true second one, not the novella. The novella, I did think that was Damage Me, and that was from Warner's perspective. I thought it was interesting to kind of see how he was thinking and kind of give us a bridge after she got away, to know that he's still alive, to see his relationship with his father, to see kind of how he punishes himself, kind of gives us a little insight into his character. So that was interesting. I'm not typically a novella person, but I think that one is crucial for where the next book is going. I will definitely be reading book 2 in the series. I actually already have it purchased. Not sure when I'm going to get to it, but I will put a video out for you guys with my thoughts on that one as soon as I do. In the meantime, leave me a comment. Let me know, what do you think about Adam? What do you think about Warner? Do you agree that it's like this superhero thing? Tell me what you thought about the book, because I feel like a lot of people have read this one. So tell me what you think below. And in the meantime, if you want to chat, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.